The 154x4 Hybrid G engine combines a dual-fuel hybrid engine with a 48-volt electric motor. The 48V dual-fuel hybrid engine is equipped with a 6-speed dual-clutch gearbox, which manages the traction of the vehicle's two front wheels. You benefit from great autonomy thanks to the two fuel tanks, one for petrol and one for LPG, each with a capacity of 50 litres. Your vehicle uses the petrol tank by default. However, by pressing this button, the vehicle automatically switches to LPG when conditions permit. The 48V electric motor is equipped with a 2-speed gearbox, located on the rear axle of the vehicle, enabling the switch to 4-wheel drive. It also allows you to drive up to 60% of the time in all-electric mode in the city. The automatic management system, which combines a dual-fuel combustion engine, an electric motor and 2- or 4-wheel drive transmission, allows for a range of up to 1,500 kilometers. You can view the energy used by the vehicle in real time on your dashboard. Petrol, LPG, hybrid or fully electric. Thanks to the rotating ring, located in the center of the cockpit, you can choose between 6 driving modes. The Auto mode is the default mode to use. It offers the peace of mind of a versatile mode that covers most everyday uses. It automatically manages the use of the electric motor, combustion engine, and 2- or 4-wheel drive transmission, depending on driving requirements. The Eco mode is also a versatile mode. It optimizes fuel consumption by reducing the load on the hybrid engine during acceleration. It affects engine performance as well as interior equipment such as the air conditioning system. The Snow mode optimizes your vehicle's trajectory control on snowy or slippery roads, for example in heavy rain. The trajectory control and traction control functions are anticipated, and the steering effort on the wheel is increased. This mode automatically manages the engine torque between the front and rear axles, depending on the vehicle's grip and speed. The Mud Sand mode allows you to drive on loose ground with reduced traction, such as sand, mud, or deep snow. The traction control setting specific to this mode allows the vehicle to move forward by permitting more wheel slip to improve traction. Using Lock mode maximizes off-road capabilities, particularly on rough terrain, steep slopes or descents. This mode distributes engine torque between the front and rear wheels, regardless of grip conditions. The electric motor prevents the 4-wheel drive transmission from overheating. Please note that in Snow, Mud Sand, and Lock modes, the steering effort is heavier than in Auto and Eco modes. You will find information about the mode selected with the rotary dial on your dashboard: Auto mode, Eco mode, Snow mode, Mud Sand mode, and Lock mode. Finally, the downhill speed control mode is activated using the central button. It allows you to limit the speed of the vehicle on steep slopes without using the brake pedal. To activate it, press this button and the indicator light on the dashboard will come on. To deactivate it, press again and the indicator light will turn off. If the vehicle speed exceeds 37.2 miles per hour, 60 kilometers per hour, the mode is automatically deactivated. When your vehicle is running on the combustion engine, you can change the gear ratio using the 2 paddles located behind the steering wheel. They provide driving comfort when overtaking, driving in 4-wheel drive, managing engine braking on downhill slopes, or towing a trailer, for example. When you are in D position, you can change gears manually by operating these paddles in 2 modes. The temporary manual mode is activated by briefly pressing one of the 2 paddles to force the gearbox to shift up or down. Drive mode D and the gear engaged are then displayed on the dashboard. The gearbox automatically reverts to D mode if the selected gear is no longer optimal, or if no action has been taken on a paddle for a certain period of time. The permanent manual mode is activated by pressing and holding one of the two paddles. The M driving mode and the gear engaged are displayed on the instrument panel. Use the left paddle to shift down and the right paddle to shift up. The following indications suggest that you should change gears to remain in the optimum gear at all times. To exit permanent manual mode, press and hold the right paddle. You will then return to automatic gear shifting mode. The hybrid vehicle system uses an electric motor to enhance the performance of the internal combustion engine. If your vehicle is a mild hybrid, it has a secondary 48-volt battery under the front passenger seat to deliver more torque under acceleration while consuming less fuel. If you own a full hybrid vehicle, it has two types of battery: a 230-volt traction battery located underneath the rear floor, and a 12-volt secondary battery in the trunk. In this case, the vehicle can also be driven in all-electric mode without the assistance of the combustion engine. When the warning light EV appears on the instrument panel, the hybrid system is using only the electrical assembly to power the vehicle movement. The traction battery is recharged mainly when the vehicle is decelerating. The hybrid system selects the combustion engine and/or electric motor according to your driving style, traffic conditions, and chosen driving mode. Note that you can view your vehicle's energy consumption and flow from the widgets on your instrument panel. The color of the energy flows varies according to the driving mode selected. In white, the energy is produced by the combustion engine. The blue shows electrical energy. Here you can see an energy recovery phase. When you lift your foot from the accelerator pedal or when you brake, the regenerative braking system converts the energy produced by the vehicle's deceleration into electrical energy. This energy is used to brake the vehicle and recharge the traction battery. The eSave function enables you to maintain a sufficient level of charge in the traction battery for future use. To activate it, press this switch while the engine is running. This indicator lights up on the dashboard to confirm activation. To deactivate the function, press the switch again. Finally, please note that the 12-volt secondary battery supplies the energy needed to open and close the vehicle, as well as to operate certain equipment. It does not participate when the engine is started. This is ensured by the hybrid system. To ensure your vehicle is properly maintained, regularly check the levels of the engine oil, coolant, and brake fluid. Note that fluid levels must be checked on flat ground, with the engine off and cold. Release the bonnet by pulling the lever at the bottom left-hand side of the dashboard. Get out of your vehicle, lift the bonnet slightly and push the safety tab to unlatch the bonnet. Lift the bonnet and hold it in place with the stay. To check the oil level, pull out this dipstick and wipe it. Reinsert it fully. Then pull it out again. The oil level should be between the minute and max marks. If the level is below the minimum, a top-up is needed with an oil of the same specifications. To top up, unscrew this cap and add some oil. Your vehicle has two coolant tanks, one for cooling the combustion engine and one for cooling the electric drive system. The coolant level should be between the mini and maxi indicators. Top up the level if necessary. Use only products authorized by Renault when choosing antifreeze for your engine and an anti-corrosion additive for the cooling system. The brake fluid level must never drop below the minute mark. It is best to get a professional to top it up or carry out any work on the hydraulic system. The screen wash reservoir is located here. To fill, open the cap and fill until the fluid is visible. Always use suitable screen wash fluid. Note that the 12-volt battery is located in the boot of your vehicle. It requires no maintenance. You should never open it or top it up. If you have to replace it, contact a brand representative. Note that the orange elements and those showing this symbol correspond to the 230-volt electrical circuit. To close the bonnet, put the stay back in its original position, hold the bonnet in the middle and lower it to around 30 centimeters above the closed position, then let it drop. It will automatically lock under its own weight. The instrument panel brings together all the information you need to drive. The screen display is fully customizable. You can change the display color, set the design of the screen, and choose widgets to suit the information that you want to see. Use this button on the steering wheel to select a view mode from several designs. Standard view mode, charge meter view mode, and full screen driver assistance view mode. The charge meter indicates your vehicle's energy consumption in real time. In blue, in the charge area, you can see the energy recovery phase. In the energy consumption area, you can see the all-electric mode in green and the hybrid drive mode in white. The further you are in the power zone, the greater the amount of energy that your vehicle is consuming. In neutral position, energy consumption is 0. Depending on the design of the instrument panel view mode, you can modify the way the widgets are displayed. Press one of these buttons to display information about, for example, the distance traveled, the driving style indicator, energy flow indicator, or multimedia information. The distance widget shows the total distance traveled and the distance traveled since the last reset. To reset this information manually, press and hold this switch. You also have a driving style indicator that tells you how you behave at the wheel. The larger the leaf, the better your management of speed, acceleration, and anticipation. Your driving is therefore economical. The energy flow widget displays the energy flows between the combustion engine and the electrical assembly. The color of the energy flows varies according to the driving mode selected. In white, the energy is produced by the combustion engine. The blue shows electrical energy. With Media Nav Live, you can display information from the multimedia screen, such as navigation directions. Each screen design contains a field that displays information and vehicle malfunction messages. The center of the display consists mainly of a speedometer, a fuel gauge, and a traction battery charge level indicator. Here you can see your estimated range with remaining fuel. The traction battery charge level may reach a low level when it is heavily used, at low speed for example. The warning light is displayed in yellow to warn you. To recharge the battery, opt for a smoother driving style, or stop the vehicle without switching off the ignition. When the engine starts, the ready message appears to tell you that the vehicle is ready to set off. It goes out when the speed passes about 3 miles per hour, 5 kilometers per hour. Finally, to change the display color, go to the vehicle world of your multimedia system. Select Vehicle, then Cockpit, then Screen. You can change the cockpit brightness, or change the ambient color here. You can use the cruise control to keep the vehicle at a preset speed without having to use the accelerator pedal. This increases your driving comfort, especially during long journeys. To activate the function, press this switch as many times as necessary to select the cruise control function. This indicator light turns grey along with dashes, and the message, Cruise Control Selected, appears on the instrument panel to indicate that the feature is on and ready to store a cruise speed. When driving at over 18.6 miles per hour, 30 kilometers per hour, press one of these switches. Your current speed will then replace the dashes and turn green. Note that if you try to activate the function below 18 miles per hour, the message speed invalid appears on the instrument panel and the function remains inactive. You can change the cruise speed at any time by pressing Set Plus to increase the value and Set Minus to reduce it. Once you have set your cruising speed, you can take your foot off the accelerator pedal. However, you are strongly advised to keep your feet close to the pedals to be ready to intervene if necessary. Of course, you can always take back temporary control of the vehicle acceleration, when overtaking for example, by pressing the accelerator pedal. You'll see the cruise speed flashing on the instrument panel while you're overtaking. To return to the cruise speed, release the accelerator pedal. Once you have returned to the cruise speed, the instrument panel display will go back to normal and cruise control will restart. You can press this switch to combine cruise control with traffic sign detection. So you can set the cruise control to keep to the speeds detected on traffic signs. Press this switch to adjust the cruise speed to the detected speed. If you exceed the speed limit, the circle around the sign flashes and you'll hear an audible signal. It remains steadily lit on the dashboard, as long as the vehicle exceeds the detected speed. There are 3 ways to put cruise control on standby. Press this button, depress the brake pedal, or change into neutral. If you put the function on standby, your speed is saved and it remains displayed on the instrument panel. To reactivate the memorized speed, press this switch when you are traveling at more than 18.6 miles per hour, 30 kilometers per hour. The speed is then shown in green. If the preset speed is higher than your current speed, your vehicle will accelerate to reach the cruise speed. If the function has been put to sleep and you want to reactivate it at your current speed, press one of these switches. Your current speed will replace the saved speed. To fully deactivate the function, for example in an urban area, press this switch until the message "Driving Assistance Deactivated" appears on the display. The indicator light on the instrument panel goes out, and the saved speed is deleted. Bear in mind that this function is an additional aid that must not replace your vigilance as a driver. Always pay attention to the traffic conditions and to your surroundings. Lastly, keep in mind that you shouldn't use cruise control in heavy traffic, or on winding or slippery roads, or in bad weather conditions. The fatigue detection warning system analyzes your driving behavior and warns you when you are at risk of fatigue or loss of attention. When you show signs of fatigue at speeds over 43 miles per hour, 70 kilometers per hour, the feature alerts you with an audible signal, and the message "Vigilance Alert, Have a Brake" is displayed on the instrument panel. Press OK to remove the message. You are then advised to take a break as soon as possible. The system continues to monitor the situation and issues a new alert if necessary. The fatigue detection warning system is activated and deactivated via the My Safety function. To access this function, from your multimedia screen, go to Vehicle World, then Driving Assistance. In All On mode, this alert and all security alerts are activated by default. To deactivate Emergency Lane Departure Prevention, select Perso, then configure My Safety Perso, and switch the alert to Off. To activate My Safety Perso mode, press this button twice in succession. The indicator light goes out and the message "My Safety Perso Selected" appears on the instrument panel. All alerts set to Off in My Safety Perso are then deactivated. To reactivate them, press this button once. The light on the contactor comes on and you return to My Safety All On mode. In certain conditions, such as poor road surfaces, sporty driving, the fatigue detection warning system may not issue an alert. Finally, bear in mind that this function is an additional aid that must not replace your vigilance as a driver. When traveling long distances, make sure you take a break every 2 hours to avoid loss of alertness. Lane departure prevention: correct the vehicle's trajectory if you inadvertently cross a line or approach a roadside, using data from the camera on the windscreen. When lane departure prevention is switched on, the left and right lines are displayed in grey on the instrument panel, along with this indicator light. If a line is detected, the indicator light and lines appear in white. If the camera detects just one line, that line is shown in white on your instrument panel. Detection operates at speeds of between 40 and 106 miles per hour, 65 and 170 kilometers per hour. If you are about to inadvertently cross a line, or the vehicle is nearing the side of the road without you indicating, the camera detects this hazard and triggers a system that adjusts the steering wheel to correct the trajectory. To warn you, this indicator light and the line concerned turn yellow on the instrument panel. If, in spite of the trajectory correction, lane departure prevention can't avoid the hazard, this indicator light and the crossed line both turn red on the instrument panel. The system also prompts you to take back control of the vehicle by a vibration in your steering wheel. Lastly, if lane departure prevention is on and detects that your hands are not on the steering wheel or that you haven't used it, this indicator light turns yellow on the instrument panel, accompanied by the message "Keep control," until you retake control. Note that when crossing a dashed line, if the dashed line intervention option is not selected, the function warns you only by a vibration of the steering wheel and the red display of this indicator and the line concerned. It does not intervene on the steering system. These settings, as well as the activation and deactivation of lane departure prevention, are made via the My Safety function. To access this function, from your multimedia screen, go to the Vehicle World, then Driving Assistance. In All-On mode, this alert and all safety alerts are activated by default. For more customization, click Perso. Then click Configure My Safety Perso. You can then compose your list of driving aids. To deactivate lane departure prevention, press here. If you deactivate dashed line intervention, the function will simply emit an alert if the vehicle crosses a broken line. Finally, you can adjust the level of anticipation of the alert. If you set the level to early, you will be warned when you are close to the line. With the standard anticipation level, the warning will be given on approaching the line. With the late setting, the line will only be detected when it is crossed. You can also adjust the intensity of the steering wheel vibration. To activate My Safety Perso mode, press this button twice in succession. The indicator light goes off and the message "My Safety Perso selected" appears on the instrument panel. All alerts set to off in My Safety Perso are then deactivated. To reactivate them, press this button once. The light on the contactor will come on and you will return to My Safety All-On mode. Note that All-On mode is activated automatically each time the vehicle is started. Make sure that lane departure prevention works properly by keeping the camera and windscreen clean and in good condition. In certain conditions, such as poor visibility and on tight bends, the function may be temporarily unavailable. In these cases, the lines and indicator light appear in grey. Lane departure prevention doesn't work in reverse gear. You must deactivate the function when you enter an area with different road markings, such as in roadworks. If this indicator light and the message "Check front camera" or "Driving assist unavailable" appear on the instrument panel, the lane departure prevention system has detected a fault. Contact a Dacia representative to resolve the problem. The lane departure prevention system cannot replace your vigilance as a driver. Always pay attention to the traffic conditions and to your surroundings. Park Assist helps you when maneuvering by measuring the distance between your vehicle and an obstacle, using ultrasound sensors fitted in the bumpers. Depending on the vehicle, the system detects obstacles to the front, rear, and sides. The system warns you with audible signals whose frequency increases as the obstacle approaches, becoming a continuous sound when the obstacle is around 20 centimeters for an obstacle at the sides and about 30 centimeters for an obstacle at the front or rear of your vehicle. You can also see the vehicle's surroundings on the multimedia center screen. Green areas show an obstacle at distance, turning to orange as it gets closer. When the obstacle is between about 20 or 30 centimeters from your vehicle, a continuous audible warning is emitted and the marking area turns red. With lateral park assist, an audible warning sounds only if the obstacle is in the vehicle's trajectory. Please note that the system only works at speeds of less than about 6 miles per hour, 10 kilometers per hour. Park assist is switched off automatically in position P or N, or when your speed is above 6.2 miles per hour, 10 kilometers per hour. The sound will automatically cut out if the vehicle and the detected obstacle are stationary for a few seconds. You can turn this feature on or off manually from the Media Nav Live Center screen. Go to the Vehicle World and select Driving Aids, then Parking. You can then choose which obstacle detection zones to turn on or off. Activate or deactivate the Park Assist audible warning. Select its tune and adjust its volume. To ensure the system functions correctly, make sure the ultrasound sensors are not obstructed by dirt, such as mud or snow. Also, it is advisable to deactivate the function if you are towing a trailer, as the trailer or tow bar could obstruct the sensors. If the system detects a malfunction, a special audible signal is emitted each time you engage reverse gear, and the message "Check Parking Sensors" is displayed on the instrument panel. Contact a Dacia representative to resolve the problem. Finally, bear in mind that this function is an additional aid that must not replace your vigilance as a driver. You must always watch out for sudden events which can occur during the maneuver. The My Safety function allows you to activate or deactivate a group of safety-related driving assistance functions. The list of these driving aids can be viewed and configured from your OpenR-Link multimedia screen. Go to Vehicle World, Driving Assistance, then select the Safety tab. The My Safety function has two modes. The All-On mode allows you to activate all the driving assistance functions available in the mode with a single gesture. These include the overspeed audible warning, lane departure prevention, the driver attention alert, and the blind spot warning system. Note that All-On mode is activated automatically each time the vehicle is started. The switch light will then come on. In Perso mode, you can activate the group of driving assistance functions that you have previously selected and configured. To configure Perso mode, from your multimedia screen, tap on Perso, then configure My Safety Perso. This will take you to a detailed list of functions that you can activate, deactivate, and configure. These settings will be saved in your MediaNav Live profile. To activate Perso mode, press this button 2 times in succession. The first time you press the button, the message "Press again for My Safety Perso" appears on the instrument panel. The second time you press the button, the indicator light goes out and the message "My Safety Perso" selected appears on the instrument panel. Only the group of driving aids you have selected is then activated. To return to all-on mode, press this button once. The light on the button will come back on and the message My Safety All On selected will appear on the instrument panel. All the driving aids in all-on mode are reactivated. The traction control and active emergency braking functions can be activated and deactivated independently of My Safety All On or Perso modes. Bear in mind that this function is an additional aid that should not replace your vigilance as a driver. Always be aware of traffic conditions and your surroundings. Thanks to 4 cameras placed in the front and rear bumper, as well as the side rear view mirrors, the multiview camera feature helps you in your maneuvers by giving you video feedback of the area that surrounds your vehicle. When reverse gear is engaged, the rear view is automatically displayed on your multimedia screen. When you quickly shift into forward gear, you can then see the view from the front of your vehicle. This automatic mode is deactivated when you are driving at more than 7.5 miles per hour, 12 kilometers per hour, a few moments after shifting into forward gear, and when you select a different view from this menu. You can choose the front, rear or side view to be displayed by selecting it directly on your multimedia screen. You will then switch to manual mode, as indicated on your multimedia screen. You can also activate the multiview camera manually, by going to the vehicle world of your multimedia system and selecting camera. Note that automatic mode reactivates approximately 3 minutes after you leave reverse gear. The images relayed from the front and rear of the vehicle have fixed and moving scale lines. The fixed scale lines are in 3 colors to indicate distances from the bumper. Green indicates a distance of about 1.5 meters, yellow about 70 centimeters, and red 30 centimeters. When you reach the red zone, use the bumper image for precision parking. The blue moving scale lines show the vehicle's trajectory and change as you turn the steering wheel. The trailer scale line shows the trajectory of the vehicle's tow bar. The line depends on the angle of the steering wheel. This allows you to get as close as possible to the trailer's coupling. The multiview camera is also equipped with an auto zoom function. This is triggered automatically if the ultrasonic sensors detect an obstacle and switches from the current display to one showing the obstacle. You can adjust some display settings from your multimedia screen. Press this icon to return to display a list of the settings. In this way, you can adjust the brightness, contrast, and the color of the image. Activate or deactivate the display of fixed and moving scale lines, and finally, activate or deactivate the auto zoom function. You can also select the view to be displayed by default. To guarantee the correct operation of the system, be sure to keep the cameras cleaned and maintained. Finally, bear in mind that this function is an additional aid that must not replace your vigilance as a driver. As the cameras do not give you a complete view of your surroundings, always pay attention and exercise caution so that you are maneuvering under the best possible conditions. The rear-view camera fitted to the rear of the vehicle assists your maneuvers by relaying video of the area behind the vehicle to the center screen. The camera is automatically activated when reverse gear is engaged. The image includes fixed and moving scale lines. The fixed scale lines are in 3 colors, to indicate distances from the bumper. Green indicates a distance of about 1.50 meters, yellow about 70 centimeters, and red 30 centimeters. When you reach the red zone, use the bumper image for precision parking. The blue moving scale lines show the vehicle's trajectory and change as you turn the steering wheel. The trailer scale line shows the trajectory of the vehicle's tow bar. The line depends on the angle of the steering wheel. This allows you to get as close as possible to the trailer's coupling. Note that if an obstacle is detected behind the vehicle, the auto zoom function switches the current display to a rear view of your vehicle. You can adjust some of the rear-view camera's settings from the multimedia screen. When reverse gear is engaged and the rear-view camera image appears on the center screen, press the settings button. You can then adjust the brightness, contrast, and color of the image and turn the fixed, moving and trailer scale line displays on or off. Finally, press here to activate or deactivate the auto zoom function. Make sure the system works correctly by checking that the camera is not obstructed by, for example, dirt, mud, or snow. Bear in mind that this function is an additional aid that must not replace your vigilance as a driver. As the camera does not give you a complete view of your surroundings, always pay attention and exercise caution so that you are maneuvering under the best possible conditions. The speed limiter ensures that you do not exceed a speed that you have set previously. To activate the function, press this switch as many times as necessary to select the speed limiter function. This indicator light turns grey, along with dashes to indicate that the speed limiter is on and ready to store a speed limit, and the message, "Limiter selected," appears on the instrument panel. Once you reach the speed you want, press one of these switches. Your current speed will then replace the dashes. The minimum storable speed is 18.6 miles per hour, 30 kilometers per hour. To change the speed limit, press Set Plus to increase the value, and Set Minus to reduce it. When you reach the set speed, you can no longer accelerate and you will feel resistance when you depress the accelerator. Of course, you can always take back temporary control of the vehicle's acceleration, when overtaking for example, by firmly pressing the accelerator pedal. You'll see the speed limit flashing on the instrument panel while you're overtaking. To return to the set speed, release the accelerator pedal. Once you have returned to the set speed, the display will return to normal and the speed limiter will resume its role. You can press this switch to combine the speed limiter with traffic sign detection. So you can set the speed limiter to keep to the speeds detected on traffic signs. Press this button to adjust the limit to the detected speed. If you exceed the speed limit, the circle around the sign flashes and you'll hear an audible signal. It remains steadily lit on the dashboard, as long as the vehicle exceeds the detected speed. Note that on steep descents, the limited speed may not be maintained by the system. It will then flash on the dashboard, and a beep will sound at regular intervals to let you know. Just press this switch to put the speed limiter on standby. The speed limit is stored and grayed out on the instrument panel. Just press this switch to revert to the stored speed. The speed limit is then displayed in green. When the speed limiter is in standby mode, pressing one of these switches restarts it and applies your current speed instead of the stored speed. To deactivate the function completely, press this switch until the message, "Driving Assistance Deactivated," appears on the display. The indicator light on the instrument panel goes out, and the saved speed is deleted. Bear in mind that this function is an additional aid that must not replace your vigilance as a driver. Always pay attention to the traffic conditions and to your surroundings. You don't need a lead to charge your smartphone in your vehicle. You can just place it like this, on the induction charging area. Note that your phone needs to be Qi system compatible to take advantage of this technology. Charging stops automatically when your phone battery is full, thus avoiding the risk of overcharging. Bear in mind that power transfer is interrupted if your device is placed too far away from the charging area, or if there are metal objects such as coins on the charging station. Lastly, if your smartphone is also connected via Bluetooth to the Media Nav Live system, you can view your phone's charge level on the multimedia screen. Using sensors located on each side of the front and rear bumpers, the blind spot warning system alerts you as soon as a vehicle is within its detection range. This orange indicator lights up on the left or right-hand wing mirror to warn you that a vehicle is in your blind spot and traveling in the same direction as you. If you switch on your direction indicator on the side where a vehicle has been detected in the blind spot, the indicator light starts to flash to warn you of the danger. The system works when your vehicle is traveling at between 19 and 87 miles per hour, 30 and 140 kilometers per hour. The blind spot warning is activated and deactivated via the My Safety function. To access this function, from your multimedia screen, go to Vehicle World, then Driving Assistance. In All-On mode, this alert and all security alerts are activated by default. To deactivate the blind spot warning, press Perso. Select Configure My Safety Perso and switch the function to off. To activate My Safety Perso mode, press this button twice in succession. The indicator light goes out and the message, My Safety Perso Selected, appears on the instrument panel. All alerts set to off in My Safety Perso are then deactivated. To reactivate them, press this button once. The light on the contactor comes on and you return to My Safety All-On mode. You are advised to make sure the sensors on each side of the front and rear bumpers are not obstructed by any dirt, such as mud or snow. The same applies to the indicator lights on the wing mirrors. Lastly, keep in mind that certain conditions may prevent the device from operating correctly, particularly if traffic is heavy, if the road is very winding, or there is heavy rain or poor visibility. or when the front and rear sensors simultaneously detect an object such as a long lorry. Bear in mind that this feature is an additional driving aid and must not replace your vigilance as a driver. Always pay attention to your driving surroundings. When the vehicle is stationary, the electronic parking brake automatically immobilizes your vehicle when the seat belt is unfastened, the driver's door is opened in position P, or the engine is stopped. This message and the P indicator on the instrument panel confirm that the electronic parking brake is on, as well as the indicator light on the switch. The electronic parking brake is released automatically when the vehicle starts, as soon as you accelerate. The indicator lights on the switch and the instrument panel then go out. Bear in mind that in any situation other than a deliberate engine stop, for example stalling, the electronic parking brake is not automatically applied. So you should use manual mode. To do that, just pull the switch. The switch light and the P indicator then come on. If you open the driver's door while the engine is still running, a double alert warns you that the electronic parking brake has not been applied, a beep sounds and the message "Apply parking brake" appears on the instrument panel. Remember that when you park on a slope, hold the switch out for a few seconds to get maximum braking force. To release the electronic parking brake manually, start the ignition, press the brake pedal in the normal way and then operate the switch. The indicator lights on the instrument panel and on the switch go out to confirm your action. Lastly, check that the electronic parking brake is properly applied before leaving your vehicle. Your vehicle is equipped with a free emergency call service which allows automatic or manual calls for assistance in the event of an accident or illness. The service is activated when the vehicle starts. This green light shows that the network is available. If safety features such as airbags are triggered, an emergency call is sent automatically without any intervention on your part, and this connects you to 112, the call center that handles emergency calls in Europe. The indicator on the switch flashes to show you that a call is in progress. If you witness an accident, or you become ill or suffer a minor accident undetected by your vehicle's sensors, you can make an emergency call manually. With the vehicle stationary, press this flap to open it. Then press the SOS button. Once the emergency call has started, the switch indicator flashes. If you are in an area with no network reception, this indicator light is switched off. To make an emergency call, you must then find an area where the system receives a network. As the 112 call is taking place, data such as the location and time of accident are sent to the call center and you are connected to the emergency service closest to your accident location. If it is safe to do so, stay in the vehicle to make the call. The operator will be on hand to send out the appropriate service. If this indicator stays red for more than 30 minutes, quickly contact a dealership to investigate a possible fault. Keep in mind that the emergency call is a safety system linked to the emergency services and should only be used with care. Lastly, remember that if you accidentally press the emergency call button, you can cancel the call by pressing and holding the button again, as long as the operator has not already picked up. If you have the hands-free card in your pocket, your vehicle detects your approach at less than 1 meter. The doors unlock automatically once you are within detection range. Unlocking is confirmed when the hazard warning lights and side repeaters flash. As the person with the hands-free card moves away, the vehicle automatically locks. You can also unlock your vehicle by pressing this button on the card. To lock the vehicle with your card, press this button. The doors and boot must be closed though. You can also use your card to unlock the luggage compartment tailgate only, by pressing this button. If your vehicle is fitted with a motorized tailgate, press and hold this button to open the tailgate. Press the button again to close the tailgate. To switch on the exterior lighting, press here. The dipped headlights will then come on for about 20 seconds. You can also find your vehicle at night in an unlit area or in a car park, for example. To switch off the lights, press the same button again. If your vehicle has not been used for 8 days, approach unlocking is switched off. You'll need to use the button on the card to unlock your vehicle and reactivate the hands-free function. Note that you can deactivate the hands-free function from your multimedia screen. Go to Vehicle World. Select Vehicle. And then Access. You can now switch the welcome and access options on or off. Once you are in the vehicle, and with the hands-free card in the passenger compartment, depress the brake pedal and press this button to start. If the card is close to a device, such as a phone, that uses the same frequency, the message Place Card on Zone Plus Start may appear on the instrument panel. Now place your hands-free card in this area, depress the brake pedal and press the start button. If someone gets out of the vehicle with the hands-free card about their person, the message keycard not detected appears on the instrument panel. If this happens, you must press and hold the start button to stop the engine. Finally, be aware that you can use the key built into the Dacia card if necessary. To access it, slide the compartment like this. Open the lock cover to access the lock. You can now open the door. You can use the inflation kit to repair a damaged tyre, as long as any punctures are not on the side wall and do not exceed 4 mm. Before carrying out the repair, park your vehicle away from traffic, turn on your hazard warning lights and remember to apply your parking brake. If parking at the roadside, remember to warn other road users of your presence with the warning triangle. The inflation kit is located in your vehicle's boot. First, connect the compressor pipe to the bottle. Depending on the vehicle, connect or screw the bottle onto the compressor. Next, connect the inflation bottle connector to the valve on the wheel. Then plug the electric power lead into the accessory socket. Turn the engine on, then start the compressor to achieve the required pressure. Check the tire pressure guide on the door frame if necessary. If the minimum pressure fails to reach 1.8 bar after 15 minutes, a repair is not possible. In this case, contact a brand representative. If, on the other hand, the recommended pressure has been exceeded, press this button to reduce it. When the repair is done, drive for about 2 miles, 3 kilometers, at below 35 miles per hour, 60 kilometers per hour, in order to distribute the product uniformly in the tire, then stop and check the pressure. Please note that tire pressures should only be checked when tires are cold. If the pressure is higher than 1.3 bar but lower than recommended, readjust it with the inflation kit. If the pressure is below 1.3 bar, this means that a repair is not possible. In this case, contact a brand representative. Lastly, remember that this repair is only temporary and you must not exceed 50 miles per hour, 80 kilometers per hour, or drive further than 124 miles, 200 kilometers. It is essential to have your tire repaired or replaced by a professional as soon as possible. The system monitors the pressure in your tires by measuring the speed of the wheels during your journeys. If a drop in pressure is detected in one of the tires, this indicator light appears on the instrument panel to warn you. You then need to check and adjust the pressure in all 4 tires. Tire pressures must match the recommended pressures shown on the label affixed to the door frame on the driver's side. Remember, this must only be done when the tires are cold. Once the pressure adjustment and resetting have been completed, the warning light goes off after a few minutes of driving. If you have changed a wheel or used your inflation kit, or your vehicle is heavily loaded, you must reset the tire pressure reference values. Bear in mind that before resetting you must check the inflation pressure of the 4 tires when they are cold. To do the resetting, with the vehicle stationary and the ignition on, go to the Vehicle section and select Vehicle, followed by Tire Pressures. You can then visualize the inflation level of your tires. When the tire is shown in green, the pressure is okay. If orange, the tire pressure is low. To reset the tire pressure monitoring system from the multimedia screen, press Reset. The system will then ask you if have checked the pressure in the tires. Press Yes to start the reset procedure. When the reset is completed, a confirmation message is displayed on the screen. If this warning light flashes for several seconds and then remains illuminated on the instrument panel, it means the tire pressure values need to be reset again. Lastly, if this indicator light flashes for several seconds and then stays on, along with this orange light, it means a system fault has been detected and you should consult a dealership. It must be emphasized that this feature is an additional driving aid and must not replace your vigilance as a driver. For your own safety, check your tire pressure regularly. The speeding alert with traffic sign recognition system detects speed signs and displays the legal speed limit on the instrument panel using data mainly from the camera fixed to the windscreen behind the rearview mirror. When you exceed the speed limit, the function alerts you with an audible signal and a change of display on the instrument panel. When the system detects a speed limit sign, or a related sign, it displays them on the instrument panel. The system also uses data from integrated map data. If you're driving in a country that's got a different system of measurements, you'll then see an equivalent speed limit displayed on the instrument panel. For countries where the speed limit is reduced on some types of road when it's raining, The system can modify the limited speed once the windscreen wipers have been working for a few seconds. Also, when the speed limiter or cruise control are on, you can adjust the speed limit setpoint to keep to the speeds detected on traffic signs by pressing this button. When you exceed the authorized speed limit, the edge of the sign displayed on the instrument panel flashes and an audible signal is emitted for a few seconds to prompt you to slow down. The circle around the panel then remains permanently lit on the dashboard as long as the vehicle exceeds the detected speed. The speeding alert is activated and deactivated via the My Safety function. To access this function, from your multimedia screen, go to Vehicle World, then Driving Assistance. In All-On mode, this alert and all security alerts are activated by default. To deactivate the speeding alert, press Perso. Select Configure My Safety Perso and switch the alert to off. To activate My Safety Perso mode, press this button twice in succession. The indicator light goes out and the message My Safety Perso selected appears on the instrument panel. All alerts set to off in My Safety Perso are then deactivated. To reactivate them, press this button once. The light on the contactor comes on and you return to My Safety All-On mode. To ensure the system functions correctly, ensure that the camera is not obstructed by any dirt, for example, mud or snow. In certain conditions, such as poor visibility, or where signs are barely legible, damaged or poorly positioned, the feature may be temporarily unavailable. Remember that speed alert with traffic sign recognition must not replace your vigilance as a driver. Always pay attention to the traffic conditions and to your surroundings. The exterior mirrors are adjusted using controls located on the driver's door. This button allows you to select the mirror you wish to adjust. You can then adjust its position using this control. The exterior mirrors fold down automatically when you lock your vehicle and unfold automatically when you unlock it. To deactivate this function, from your multimedia screen, go to the Vehicle World and press Vehicle. Select Welcome, then Automatic Mirrors Unfolding. Choose On or Off. To fold the mirrors manually, press this button. Note that the mirrors will remain folded until the button is pressed again, regardless of the automatic deployment function. Your vehicle is fitted with an automatic air conditioning system for optimum comfort. When you switch on automatic mode, the system can regulate air temperature, ventilation speed, air distribution in the passenger compartment and air recirculation to maintain a comfortable environment and ensure good visibility. Automatic mode has 3 programs: Auto, Soft and Fast. Press this button to turn the Auto program on. The system is now optimized to suit the exterior conditions and reach the chosen comfort level. Press the auto key, then press it again at the bottom to turn the soft program on. The system will reach the desired comfort level gradually and silently. Press the auto key, then press it again at the top to turn the fast program on. The system increases the flow rate of air blown into the passenger compartment, and this optimizes the comfort of the passengers in the back. The system switches the air conditioning on and off for you when it's in automatic mode. Press this button to switch the air conditioning on or off yourself. Push this control up to increase the ventilation speed and down to reduce it. To change the distribution of air in the passenger compartment, keep pressing this button until you reach the desired distribution. To adjust the temperature on the driver's side, move this control up or down. And use this control to adjust the temperature on the passenger's side. Note that if you manually change one of these settings, automatic mode is deactivated. To switch it back on, just press auto again. If there is condensation or frost on your windows, press this button to activate the clear view feature. The windscreen, rear screen, front side windows and door mirrors will quickly demist. The air conditioning and rear screen de-icer will automatically switch on. To turn the clear view feature off, press this button again or press the auto button. Press this button to switch the rear screen de-icer demister function on or off. Use the max AC button to turn the air conditioning system up to full power. Lastly, to avoid introducing polluted air into the passenger compartment, for example in traffic jams, your vehicle automatically activates the air recirculation function based on the quality of the outdoor air. The ventilation then operates with a closed circuit. You can of course manually activate this feature whenever you want by pressing this button. The built-in indicator light comes on to confirm the activation. The prolonged use of this feature may cause misting. It is advisable to return to automatic mode as soon as air recirculation is no longer necessary. To stop the entire air conditioning system, press this button. Note that Eco mode may limit the effectiveness of the air conditioning in order to reduce power consumption. Every time the engine is started, the air conditioning system uses the same settings as when the vehicle last stopped. Eco mode is a function which optimizes fuel consumption. It acts on certain driving actions such as acceleration, gear shifting, cruise control or deceleration. Limited acceleration allows for fuel-efficient city and suburban driving. Press this switch to turn on. This indicator light comes on the instrument panel to confirm activation. While driving, you can temporarily leave Eco mode and regain full engine performance. To do so, press the accelerator pedal sharply and fully. Eco mode will start up again as soon as you release the pressure on the accelerator pedal. To deactivate the function, press the switch again. The indicator light goes off on the instrument panel to confirm deactivation. The safe distance warning system indicates the time interval between you and the vehicle in front and warns you when it is too short, using data from the camera on the windscreen. This allows you to maintain an ideal following distance. You can see the distance between you and the vehicle in front on the instrument panel. Note that detection operates when you are driving at over 18 miles per hour, 30 kilometers per hour. If this image appears without a vehicle, the function is now active but no vehicle is detected in front of you. When a vehicle appears, the camera and the radar have identified a vehicle in front of you. If the indicator light is green, the safe following distance is suitable for your speed. More than 2 seconds separate you from the vehicle in front, regardless of your speed. When the indicator light changes to yellow, that means that the distance observed between your vehicle and the one in front is insufficient for your speed. You have between 1 and 2 seconds to avoid a collision with the vehicle in front. You must immediately slow down to increase your safe following distance. A red light indicates that the distance is much too short. You are 1 second at most from the vehicle in front. Slow down or brake very hard. You can activate or deactivate this function from your multimedia screen. Go to the Vehicle World, select Driving Aids, then go to the Comfort tab. Finally, choose on or off for the following distance. Lastly, be aware that each time the engine starts, safe distance warning uses the same settings as when the vehicle stopped. If you have activated it, it will be active at the next start. To ensure the system functions correctly, make sure that the camera is not obstructed, for example by dirt, mud, or snow. Certain conditions, such as poor visibility and tight bends, may stop the device operating properly. Bear in mind that this function is an additional aid that must not replace your vigilance as a driver. Always pay attention to the traffic conditions and to your surroundings. The active emergency braking system uses data from the camera on the windscreen and the radar sensor in the front bumper to determine the distance between you and the vehicle in front, whether it is moving or stationary, as well as cyclists and pedestrians ahead, and warns you if there is a risk of collision. It also alerts you to the risk of a head-on collision with an oncoming vehicle if you begin to change direction, or in the event of impact with a vehicle crossing your lane at right angles. When the system detects a risk of collision with the road user ahead of you, the message "Obstacle detected" appears on the instrument panel, accompanied by an audible signal. You must then take evasive action or apply the brakes. If you brake and the system detects that there is still a risk of collision, it will increase the braking force. If you fail to brake or take evasive action despite the audible and visual warnings, this indicator light and the message "Brake" appear on the instrument panel. Emergency braking is triggered and the vehicle brakes, to a complete halt if need be. If the danger is imminent, the audible warning and emergency braking may occur simultaneously. After any braking activation by the system, the message "Advanced Safety Triggered" will be displayed. In the case of a complete halt, the system ceases to apply the brakes. If necessary, you must depress the brake pedal to keep the vehicle stationary. The active emergency braking system detects moving vehicles ahead of you in the same lane, as soon as your speed reaches around 5 miles per hour, 8 kilometers per hour. Conversely, stationary vehicles, pedestrian and cyclists traveling in the same lane, are detected when you are driving at between 5 and 49 miles per hour, 8 at 80 kilometers per hour. When you're at a crossroads, the system detects oncoming road users when you are driving at between 5 and 12 miles per hour with the direction indicator on. Finally, vehicles crossing at right angles to your lane are detected when your speed is between 12 and 37 miles per hour, 20 at 60 kilometers per hour. To ensure your safety, the emergency braking system is automatically switched on when the vehicle is started. If you want to turn the system off, go to the Vehicle section in the center screen and select Driving Assistance. Select On or Off. This yellow indicator light appears on the instrument panel when the system is switched off. You can adjust the alert sensitivity level for greater driving comfort. Select Departure Anticipation and choose one of 3 sensitivity options: Late, Standard and Early. In certain conditions, for example heavy rain or poor visibility, the system may be temporarily impaired. If that happens, this indicator light appears on the instrument panel. If this indicator light also comes on, the function has detected a fault. Contact a Dacia representative to resolve the problem. The active emergency braking system feature is an additional driving aid. It cannot be a substitute for your vigilance as a driver. The automatic high beam system switches the high beam on and off automatically, using information gathered by the camera behind the rearview mirror. The beam is dipped automatically when there is a vehicle in front of you or approaching you in the opposite direction, and also when you enter an area with road lighting or when you are driving at less than 25 miles per hour or 40 kilometers per hour. When your speed is above about 25 miles per hour or 40 kilometers per hour, when the outside light levels are low and no source of lighting is detected, the system switches to high beam automatically. To activate the automatic high beam, turn this ring to auto. This indicator light appears on the instrument panel to confirm that automatic switching of the main beam headlights has been activated. Press the switch again or press the stalk to switch the function off. For the system to work properly, make sure that the camera at the top of the windscreen is not obscured by dirt, mud or snow, for example.